Hello everyone, welcome to Dnyanadeep Academy. So this is our one more lecture on daily answer writing of geography optional. So we are discussing population and settlement geography. So already we are done with population part and now we are moving forward to settlement. So in settlement, I have one question regarding rural settlements. So this question is talking about the morphological character of rural settlement. So we have to discuss what are the various morphological character of a rural settlement. Now, if we dissect the meaning of this particular word, so we are supposed to talk about the various features such as the distance between houses, the structure of houses, and the shape of that particular settlement whenever we talk about the morphology. So here what mistake you are likely to do, understand that particular part. You might not be able to separate all these features for urban and rural settlement. You might end up writing the generic or very general morphological characteristics which are available for settlements, and in that particular part you will end up writing features for urban settlements as well, and that is the mistake we are supposed to avoid in this particular part. Now when it comes to introduction, in introduction I am contextualizing this particular question. Now understand what I mean when I say contextualize and how I am contextualizing this particular question. So let us dive into basics of settlement geography. So whenever it comes to rural and urban settlement, we find that rural settlement have various shapes, right, and rural settlement will come in various types, right. So the settlements might have different kind of shapes, and these settlements might have different type of compactness. Some settlements will be very compact, some will be very dispersed. But when it comes to urban settlement, they are not likely to have as varied shape, as well as they are always nucleated or compact settlements. Fine. So these morphological features or morphological characters are not as highlighted in urban settlement as they are highlighted in the rural settlement. So that is the fundamental note you need to understand. And when it comes to rural settlements, whatever morphological characters we witness, it comes out of the physiographic structure of that particular region. So if you go to plains, it will have a certain physiographic structure and it will result into a particular morphological setup. If we go to let's say coastal region or even hilly region, that particular physiography is reflected in the morphological patterns of that particular settlement, and that is why I am saying that when it comes to rural settlement, they tend to have a reflection of physiography, right. So that is something, a differentiating factor between urban settlement vis-a-vis rural settlement, and that is how I am introducing here, saying morphological character is largely an outcome of physiographic conditions for rural settlement. Though I have not completed sentence in my answer, but here you should be completing it with the word rural settlement. So I have already set an outline, or I have already set a context as to where I am going, right. So I will be more talking about whatever morphological characters are coming, they are coming out of physiographic conditions, right. So which is not the case for urban settlement. Whatever character urban settlement acquires, it comes out of socio-economic condition of that particular region. Now let's talk about what we say whenever it comes to morphological character. So for a morphological character, you are going to talk about shape of that settlement. You are going to talk about the distance between houses, that is what compactness is, as well as we are going to talk about the built up area and the structure of houses. Now when we say structure of houses, built up area, this debate or this discussion can go long and long, but here you can talk about materials, here you can talk about what kind of houses we have, what structure a particular house might have, as well as we can talk about, let us say, what is the structure of that particular village, what are the various components of a particular village might have. So these are the various characters when it comes to built up area, and so on and so forth. Now I'm more going to focus on this particular part, these two parts. You can briefly mention the third part as well. So let us say let's talk about the distance between houses or compactness of rural settlement. So these points of compactness, when it comes to rural settlements, they will be nucleated if they are in the region of plains, right? So wherever we have intensive farming or intensive agriculture taking place, that results into compact settlements or highly nucleated settlements, because people tend to live closer to their fields, and in that particular geographical region, most of the land which is available, it is a cultivated land. So ultimately it results into compact settlements or nucleated settlements. Now these settlements can be dispersed or hamleted in various other conditions. Now you have to mention whatever geographical conditions which prevail will be resulting into the dispersed or hamleted settlements. That is the key highlight you are supposed to talk about in this particular part. Again, when it comes to shape is also largely a reflection of physiographic condition. If I go to coastal region, I might end up having a linear settlement. If I go to a water source in a dry region, I might have a circular settlement. So these type of arguments need to be covered here or need to be passed in this particular part of the question. So I hope you are getting what I am trying to say. Other than that, don't just limit your answer to, let us say, physiographic conditions only, though largely whatever morphological character a rural settlement has is a reflection of physiographic condition, but there will also be certain reflections of, let us say, human activities. In human activities, if I let us say go to plains, I'm going to have very dense agricultural fields, and the shape of agricultural field is largely rectangular, so we will be having a rectangular pattern of settlement. Okay, then we have structure of house. So you can again keep talking about whatever material we use in rural settlements and what kind of houses we build in rural settlements. So that is how I am to construct answer for this particular question. Further, I will say something about morphological character of Indian rural settlement. And in morphological character, we have three models. In three models, we have socio-spatial structure, purity model, and secular dominance model. Just spend one or the two lines on this particular part. Don't try to explain, don't end up explaining a lot, but don't even miss this particular part. At least whenever we write answers for paper 1, whatever you can bring in from paper 2, you should necessarily bring that into paper 1, and same applies for paper 2. If you have anything from paper 1 which can go into paper 2, put there in paper 2. Now let's talk about conclusion. In conclusion, I'll be saying that the morphological character of these settlements is continuously changing with the change in global socio-economic condition, right? So that is something you need to highlight in this particular part. So thank you everyone, we'll see you in next part.